Nah, you can't be serious. Hello friends, welcome to Look and Live. This is a reaction video. Here we are going to react to man, the title of this thing is entitled, the title is New Yorkers shocked by these real Joe Biden quotes. This is coming from the Daily Wire. All right, I wanted to check this one out. I'm sure that I'm gonna be blown away by the content of this thing, so let's take a look at that right now to see what it has to say.
Really? Wow.
I'm Ami Horowitz, and Democrats will have you believe that President Trump is a raging racist and Joe Biden is a champion of the black community. Well, I'm here in Harlem to find out by playing America's favorite game, Is This Racist? So I hit the streets to find some Biden-supporting Democrats to play the game. Let's go. Okay, the game is this. I'm gonna give you a quote, and you're gonna tell me how racist that quote is, from 10 being most racist, 1 being least racist.
I've been around. I went to all-white high school, so I'm ready for this.
Referring to Barack Obama, he said, first mainstream African-American who is bright, articulate, and clean. How racist?
10.
Who is bright, articulate, and clean.
Yeah, that's up there. That's like gotta be like a 10, a 9. Yeah, because it's like you're implying that most black people, most African Americans aren't that way.
It's just like that.
Oh, yeah.
Just like, moderate racist.
How dare you telling people that black folks aren't clean? Like, what's wrong with people, man? That's just crazy. Yeah, that's racist. It is racist. If you were to ask me, it's a form of stereotype as well. I'm pretty sure that, you know. Anyway,
it's kind of racist. I would say probably 9. Just because somebody's articulate and clean and they happen to be black, you know, that's not a reason to say it like that. So
I give that a 7.
I would say that on a scale
On the
of
racist-o-meter,
8.
a 7.
A 7.
Still racist,
Still racist.
but not crazy racist.
Yeah, not crazy, like not huge.
Right.
I'd say that's like a 9.
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
That's a 9.
So he said, if you don't vote for me, talking about black people, well, you ain't black.
What?
10. You don't vote.
I did hear that one. If you don't vote for me, you're not black. Really? Like, what's wrong with you, boy? Like, what does my black skin has to do with voting for you? Like, no. It's more in the mind. It's my belief. It's more conscience. It's more my desires and my values. It has nothing to do with skin color. But anyway.
Not black.
That's a 9.5, man. That's a 9.5. You
I'm
right there.
gonna say that one definitely not as high as the other one.
Okay.
It's definitely up there,
Yeah.
but I would say that's like a 6, 7.
6,
7.
7. You being
6.5.
gracious.
6.5. I like that. I like the accuracy on that.
Yeah.
The exactitude.
At
That's a
first, someone
10.
to
She said a
imply
10.
that is a bit like, who are you to tell me if I'm black or not? So yeah, I'd say that's about a 10.
That's a 10. I knew that was a. I'll give it a 9.5.
That's just a dumbass comment, right?
That's a.
Referring to inner city busing, bringing black people to white schools, he said that would create a racial jungle. I don't want my kids going to a racial jungle. How
What? He said that too? Come on. Racial jungle against children? That's a 10. That's a 10.
racist is that?
That was racist.
By doing that, you're creating racial jungles. And I don't want my children
That's a 10.
going to That's a 10.
That's a 10, boy. That's a 10.
That was bust. I understand that. That's
That's
a
a
10.
10. That's a 10.
Straight up.
You're right.
Straight up.
Straight up. No
I
mercy.
would say 10.
That's a reader racist quote.
Yeah.
It's children.
I would say 10 too.
10, 10. That was very racist.
That's a 10.
Why would you say something like that? That's like pretty much saying that's a job. If you had a 20, it would be a 20.
He said if you had a
that was
20.
as racist as you can get.
That's racist.
It doesn't get any more racist than that.
You gotta say that line.
Like, who said that?
Right.
You might as well.
In referring to inner city Baltimore, he said it's a rat-infested hellhole.
It's 100% true.
That's true though.
So not
It's more a lot.
So not a racist statement.
Not a racist statement at all.
Like him, one.
You're living in poverty
Yeah.
and your schools are no good. Is that a racist statement?
No.
not whatsoever. I would say probably.
There's nothing racist about that.
Number 3. That's true. See, these are facts.
These
You
are
can't
facts,
put it
though.
in a racist category.
Nope.
Because he's stating something that's really basically facts.
Our inner cities are a disaster.
True.
Is that a racist statement?
Saying that, but it's not racist. I would say probably true.
Been like that forever.
Okay.
I don't feel it's a racist statement. It is something that's real that need to be changed.
Yeah.
Probably. I would put that as 0.
The quote about Barack Obama being bright, articulate, and clean, Joe Biden.
What?
Really?
Yeah, really.
Wow.
That is disturbing. These are things even from yeah, these are things you don't hear about from Joe. Just that this compilation here, it does show that, so this narrative that Joe is for black people and stuff, we can take that narrative, you know, just like you take this narrative and you fold it like that, and you find a trash can and you that's what you need to do with that. It's just not the case at all. I mean, our cities haven't got any better. It's more for skin color, of course, but this notion that Democrats need to vote for a particular person because of this or that reason, let's forget about that. At least not in the case for Joe.
And that was his VP. Like, wow.
Yeah, a little surprised?
Yeah.
The quote about you ain't black, you don't vote for me was Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He did say that.
Yeah, he did say that. I did hear that.
Wow.
Yeah, she said, wow.
Wow.
You seem blown away.
Yeah, because it's just like, as someone who's, I'm not gonna lie, an open Democrat, like, you would expect that when you represent that party, you wouldn't feel comfortable saying things like that in the open and on media. So when you have so many people, specifically black people, that are backing you, and you just felt comfortable saying something like that.
Saying you don't vote for me, you ain't a black person, Joe Biden.
Yeah, he did say that. I remember.
That was viral.
Yeah.
Joe Biden
That is
again?
crazy.
Joe Biden again. Joe Biden said to Charlemagne the God. And the last quote about the racial jungle with busing was Joe Biden.
Oh my goodness.
It makes me fearful.
Everybody knows that Joe Biden is racist. Why?
Does everybody know that?
I think you should know that Joe Biden ran 3 times for president and he's racist. He never won unless it was the actual black person on his ticket. So,
Because most people were shocked to hear those quotes that came from Joe Biden.
Really?
Yeah, most people here did not know
Sad.
that.
it's very sad.
Do you think the Democratic Party has taken the black vote for granted?
Definitely.
Yes, they have.
100%.
Yes, they
will not
have.
vote, but it's not nothing being
Yeah, I
done.
think the truth is it's just been done on ignorance, though, because a lot of, I mean, I'm careful with labeling people because of their political views. I'm very careful with that because I look at people like there's more value to people than, you know, which side they choose to be in. I'm not anti-Democrat. I'm not anti-Republican. So I try to stay somewhat independent, if you were to ask me. But I noticed what the Democrat Party do. They're trying to like use black people as a mean of their political, for their political expediency. But really, very little work has been done in the black community by Democrats. Very little. Yeah, but if you look at the difference between Republican cities and hometowns in comparison to Republican cities to Democrat cities, you can see it's a huge difference. Just take out California and Chicago, Baltimore, many of these places that are Democratic run cities, blue states. You compare them to the red states, huge difference anyway. And that's a problem. I don't think it's a skin color thing. I think it has something to do with the values, the Constitution, some of the views that's in the Democratic Party. Something in there is not necessarily making sense. There's some things that are good, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of things there that I'm like, I can't not associate with that.
Done to make a difference as far as the conditions and the changes that we really need. It goes to a deaf ear. It's like nobody's listening to what needs to be done.
Yeah.
I feel like they come in and do a photo op and try to highlight it instead of really fixing the issue because later on down the line you get in office.
But they come to those cities and make a whole bunch of walk and a whole bunch of promises right before election. And after they get elected in office, nowhere to be found.
You turn your back on us.
Of course, everything
It's
has
always been for years.
I would say somewhat.
I might also say that when they need what,
There we
that's
go.
when they come to us.
They'll come to us.
After that,
They're
hey,
gone.
You don't see them.
You don't see them.
They only use it for their gain when they trying to win an election.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I genuinely feel that way. I
Yeah.
find that when black people, when it's time to vote, they kind of like go to the black community like, we have your vote, we have your back, right? And black people are like, yeah, and then it's like as soon as you know the vote's done and you have it, it's like you drop us like a hot sack of potatoes and you just like walk away from us.
There we go, sister. You said it right. And that's true. It's true. That's what they do. They want you until they got you. And once they get their vote, they're like, You see why? This is why we gotta be careful how we choose and select our leaders. We can't get caught up in the hype. No, look at values. Look at truth. Look at intent. Look at the work. Look at the rap sheet. What have they done? Check out history. These are things we ought to examine. But most of us, we just go along with the emotion of something possibly will be great from that. False promises.
It's like you don't do anything for our communities, you don't do anything for like us in general.
Most of the time, they don't do what they're supposed to do for black people.
No, they don't.
It's like no matter what, they're gonna vote for us anyway because that's how we're conditioned to vote for Democrats.
You say
He's speaking so much truth right now. I was born and raised in Haiti, but most of my life I've lived in New York. That is the mindset. The mindset is, if you black, you got to be a Democrat. You got to go along with their notion. I didn't get so much wrapped up in it, but I was at first leaning toward that view, although I never got wrapped up. But it is true though. That's what you are taught to believe until you understand the real stories of how you choose a leader. It has nothing to do with these things. When you examine values and purpose and everything, a lot of people have to admit the Democratic Party, it really don't help the black community. They don't. But if you lean and look at what the Republicans have been doing, even as a black man, even though I am not a Republican, neither am I a Democrat, but I have to speak standing from the middle side. The pendulum swings in a much positive way toward the Republican Party, if you were to ask me, based on values, based on truth, based on biblical standard, just based on trying to do what is right to build people. Unlike the Democratic Party, I have some things that I'm like, yo, we're not doing that.
Barack Obama did anything to improve your life over that 8 years?
No, not at all.
Not me either.
In the 8 years he was president, do you think he made a significant improvement in your day-to-day life?
No, not me.
Did
Not
your
me.
life get better
He
under
said
Barack
not
Obama?
me.
The only thing that improved is that a black man was in office.
He said the only thing that improved was the black man in office. And that's the problem. A lot of time we vote just for skin color purposes and we don't look at real reasons, real character, real values, real purpose, real goals that are achievable as well. We don't look at some of these things and we make decisions just because of skin color. Big mistake. And I have to admit, I never voted for him, but I did think this was a positive thing because we have a black man in office. That was a great thing. It was an achievement for black folks. But for me, I was like, I'm just staying away from it altogether. But I did lean toward the idea this was a good thing that we're getting a black president. But now that I'm looking at things now from a different perspective, I'm like, nah, it's not about skin color. It's about values. And when you have children and families and you have sons and daughters, you have a wife and you're in church, you start to have a better perspective on things. And I'm so glad God is changing my mind.
Nothing has changed.
Not quite. We was happy to see a black person in the White House.
Sure.
But it didn't really, there was no big change that we expected. Like he said, yes, we can.
More black people actually died in America when he became president.
Really?
During his term.
During the first term and everything.
But in Barack Obama case, he was just sweet talking. Sweet talking. That was it.
It's a black person in office, so we automatically
can talk really nice.
When it say it's a good thing, when it's not. Obama wasn't a good person. He has killed children and women.
But he didn't deliver.
So you're saying in the inner cities, right?
Yeah,
Democrats are being voted for, nothing's being changed.
correct.
So you're implying that we should vote for Republicans in those cities and see if there's going to be a difference?
That's what the Republicans are saying,
That's what they're saying.
for sure.
If something's not working, like
Yeah.
someone's got to be open to new ideas, obviously.
Yep.
But
it's a smart man.
let's hear these ideas first. Why not?
That is an intelligent kid right here. So true, man. So true. So true. Oh man, that was great. I don't wanna add nor take away from it. When we're choosing our leaders, we gotta think more than just skin color. Certainly true. And when we're choosing our leaders, we gotta do some historical research and things like that. When we're choosing our leaders, we gotta think more than political views or political party that they are part of. We gotta go beyond that. When we're choosing our leaders, I will say, as a Christian, I think of biblical narratives. I think of biblical perspective that they have about my belief system. I also think about a democratic mentality. Do they value every person, not just the Christian? Do they value the Muslim faith, the Buddhist faith, whoever a person is? Do they respect that? And also I think about the range of how they go about things. Are they very extreme right or are they extreme left? I look at that. If there isn't a balance, I'm very careful with these things. And also I think about I also look at families. How do so and so value families? You know, children, what value do they place on them? And I also think about constitution as well. Do they put constitution above the people? I mean, they put constitution above the social temperature, because a lot of politicians today, they will put as soon as society start going crazy, the culture is changing, they just go past the constitution and they start doing things to appease the senses of our culture. That's a problem, because culture change, it shift back and forth, but the constitution of our country is to be the foundation of all things. So you don't go against the constitution to appease a sinful culture like many of them are doing today. So these are things I think about when I'm choosing a leader, when I'm thinking about a leader, praying for a leader. These are things I think you should consider. Don't just make decision on skin color. Joe Biden's being a winner for the black community, I don't believe that narrative. I never believed it from the beginning. I was like, this guy is old. The first thing I said was, he is so old that I'm very concerned for his health, for his ability to manage things in this country, and the stress level that comes with that. There's a lot of weakness that I saw very quickly from the very beginning. And now that I know that he's racist, that means I was like, I'm so glad that I didn't vote. I'm so glad that I was like, I'm standing still. There were many things that was very concerning to me, but nevertheless, it is what it is. I'll hang my flag right here. Did you enjoy this content? If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe to the page as well. Click the bell icon for more notification uploads. So until next time, let me know if there are other videos such similar to that you would like for me to react to. I appreciate the content. Until next time, have a good one and look unto Jesus and live by faith. Have a good one. Bye.